Hi, Elizabeth, we are live.
Yep. Okay.
Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi.
I can hear you.
So, hi, hi, welcome everyone. We're live for this Study in Canada presentation. Sorry, I think there was a slight technical glitch there, and I don't think you saw the countdown to say that we were live. That's okay, don't worry. I think it mustn't have come on your screen. So welcome everyone. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Elizabeth from Can Relocate, and she's going to talk to you about studying in Canada. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Hannah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Odunton. I'm a Canadian regulated immigration consultant. And today we're going to be talking about studying in Canada. And a few things that we're going to be touching on here is what are the advantages of studying in Canada? Why do people make Canada their home? Some of things like that you guys are supposed to be aware about living and studying in Canada. So I hope I'm not going to take a lot of your time. And I would say that if you need to ask me any questions, please visit our booth at the end of this presentation, and myself or my assistant will be more than willing to answer all your questions. Okay, just a little bit about myself again. I am Elizabeth Odunton. I am the owner of Can Relocate Immigration Consulting Limited, and I'm a Canadian regulated immigration consultant. Currently, we have 3 offices. Our head office is in Canada, which is Winnipeg, Manitoba, and we do have 2 branch offices in Lagos and in Port Harcourt in Nigeria. I was born and I grew up in Nigeria, and for majority part of my life, I lived in Nigeria. However, for the later part of my years, I went to the UK for my master's program, and I studied in the UK for about 5 years before moving to Canada with my family. And ever since then, I believe 2009, we've made Canada our home, and it's just been so amazing. I can boldly tell you that in our organization, we've helped over 500 international students to come into Canada to study, and at the end of the day, to immigrate to Canada successfully. Canada What's Beauty. As you might already be aware of, Canada is a very beautiful country to live in, and I can boldly tell you that because I've lived here for about 13 years now with my family, and it's just been so amazing. The people are very welcoming. The environment itself is so gorgeous, and you can see from my slide, I've been able to depict some of the landscapes that we have in Canada based on different provinces and territories. By the way, Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories in all. And just for your information as well, Canada happens to be the 2nd world's largest country in terms of landmass, next to Russia. So the landmass that we have right now in Canada is about 9.1 million square meters, which is about 6.73% of the Earth's area. This is really huge. So in terms of Canada landmass, it's so huge. So there is always space for everybody if you decide to make Canada your home. And the very good thing about Canada again is Canada is rated as the 3rd among the top 10 countries in terms of natural resource wealth. So this is a very developing country, and it's a very beautiful country to live in. There is no way we can talk about Canada without mentioning some of the famous Canadians that have made international stage presence, and some of them have made like international stage presence in the area of space exploration, in technology, music, creativity, performance, acting, and sports, and some of them are depicted in my slide. If you're not familiar with anybody, I know the younger generation, they will be familiar with Justin Bieber, and I'm happy to tell you that Justin Bieber, he's originally from Nigeria. He's a Canadian citizen, and the same thing with Celine Dion, the same thing with Chris, and the same thing with Drake. So majority of this, all the people that have been itemized or that have been listed on this PowerPoint slide, they are all famous Canadian citizens that I would believe that we should let you know, like good people that have really made so much of international stage presence all over the world. Canada overview. Like I did mention to you, we came in here about 13 years ago, and since then we've made Canada to be our home. I'm just going to tell you a few facts about Canada. Right now, the population of Canada is sitting at about 35 million, and this is equally like it's distributed into like the 10 provinces and 3 territories that we have in Canada. So we have a huge population. However, like I said, our land mass is huge, so Canada still needs more people, and we have the space to be able to accommodate as many people that want to make Canada their home. The very good thing again that I would want to tell you about Canada is the fact that Canada is officially bilingual. So the 2 official languages that is well recognized and that is well spoken in Canada is English and French. However, because like Canada is a diverse country, we have different people that are moved from different parts of the world into Canada. That has made us to have over 200 languages being spoken presently in Canada, because we have like, it's just so diversified. The other fact about Canada is the fact that we've experienced a very stable democratic political system. So Canada is it's a very peaceful country to live in. And that's why we have a lot of people moving from different parts of the world to make Canada their home. The other fact about Canada is the fact that Canada is rated first among G7 nations for quality of life, best place to invest and do business, and overall living conditions. And I can boldly tell you that because I've experienced this over my last 13 years of living in Canada. And I believe that majority of you that would want to come and study in Canada, for sure, you want quality of life, you want a place where you can stay peacefully and do your program peacefully. And if at the end of the day you intend to make Canada your home, then you want a very peaceful environment as well. So all these are important facts that makes Canada to be very unique when compared to other countries. And the last on my list is the fact that Canada is first in the world in management practices with soundest banking system. Okay, just a little bit about the Canadian education so that you have an idea of, okay, what it entails, or if I want to choose Canada as a place for me to study, what are the unique things about Canada? I can tell you the first unique thing about Canadian education is the high quality of education, which is consistent across the country. So it doesn't matter if you're studying in Manitoba or if you're studying in Ontario, I can guarantee and I can tell you that the quality of education is consistent across all provinces and territories. The other unique thing about Canadian education is the fact that the academic credentials are valued and highly rated worldwide. So let's say you're coming into Canada, you study in Canada, wherever you decide to possibly leave at the end of the day, be rest assured that your education certificate is going to be recognized wherever you go to. Let's say you're in Nigeria, you come in here to study. If you decide to go back to Nigeria, I can tell you boldly that your credentials is going to be really highly rated and highly acceptable wherever you decide to study. And this can be shown again, like based on my research so far. Recently, we have the academic ranking of world universities that rated 4 Canadian universities as one of the top 100 universities in the whole of the world. And it's the same thing with like MBA programs. Recently, again, the Financial Times Global MBA rankings, they rated 6 Canadian MBA schools as one of the top 100 MBA schools to study all over the world. So these are very unique things when we're talking about academic excellence in Canada. There is no way we'll talk about Canada and would not be able to explain just a little bit about the education system in Canada. The education system in Canada, we've been able to divide it into 4 tiers. And like I said, it's similar. We have similar education system across the provinces and the territories. And I believe like majority of other countries have like this kind of tiers of education system as well. So our education system in Canada, it starts from elementary to secondary. That's the first stage of the education system. And when you're done with that, you can either go go to the university, or you go to a college for a diploma, or you could go to a vocational training college. So depending on where you choose to go, I'm just going to touch briefly on how many years you're looking at in terms of like studying in any of those tiers. So if you're studying from elementary to secondary school, you're looking at about 11 to 12 years of education. And if you're studying at the university level, at the bachelor's level, you're looking at about 3 years or more, depending on what program that you're interested in studying. If you're studying at a master's level, you're looking at about 1 to 3 years. If you're studying at the doctorate level, you're looking at about 3 years or more. And if you're studying at a college, diploma, or certificate level, you're looking at about 1 to 4 years. And if you're studying in any of the vocational training school, you're looking at about 1 to 4 years. So these are like the 4 different tiers that we have in terms of the education system in Canada. International study in Canada. I can boldly tell you that Canada is a host to hundreds of thousands of international students annually. And what I've been able to do is to show a graph based on like the recent statistics that came out in 2021, which depicted how many international students were welcomed in Canada in 2021 in comparison to other G7 nations, such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. I can tell you that Canada is one of the top countries where a lot of international students are preferred to study, and this can be depicted even based on like the graph that I've shown even in my presentation. So just in 2021 alone, Canada welcomed 450,000 new international students to study in Canada. And again, this is only just again as a result of COVID. I believe that we would have welcomed more people if there was no COVID. So I believe like in 2022, where we are currently now, I believe we'll still have more people that is going to make Canada their home. So these are very unique things about education system in Canada, or international students are making their decision to study in Canada. Studying in Canada, the process. On this slide, I'm just going to touch briefly on some of the things that you have to be aware of if you decide that you want to make Canada your home, or you've decided that, well, now I want to make the choice of coming into Canada to come and study. The first thing that you need to be aware of is you need to apply for admission. And this is one of the major things. Without you having an admission letter, there is no way you can come and study in Canada. So the first process is you apply for admission in any university of your choice, and after you've been issued an offer letter to study at that university, the next process is going to be your study permit and visa application process. In this stage, you're going to be putting some documents together for your study permit application. And one of the major documents that you need, of course, is your international passport, because this is where your visa is going to be stamped at the end of the day. So, and when you're done with submitting your study permit application and your study permit has been, your study visa has been issued, then the next stage will be you moving to Canada to start your education program. Majority of the people, when you come in to study at the undergraduate level in Canada, you're looking at about spending 3 to 4 years, depending on your program of interest. However, if you're going to be studying like a program like a medical program or a law program, you might be looking to spending more years. Admission requirements. I'm just going to touch a little bit on like what are those requirements that you need in order for you to be able to get admitted into any of the Canadian universities. And specifically, we've focused on 3 different countries on this slide, on this presentation, basically because we've been told that we're going to have those three people from 3 different countries present for this presentation. So the first one is Zimbabwe. If you're coming from Zimbabwe and you're thinking of applying to any Canadian university, the most important documents that you're going to be needing is your GC O-level and GCA levels. We usually recommend that you have at least 3 to 4 O-level courses, and at least two advanced, which is A-level courses, and majority of them should be at the C level. And if you're coming from Kenya and you'll be studying in Canada, the most important document for you to have is the Certificate of Secondary School Education issued by the Kenya National Examination Council, called KNEC. And you need at least 5 courses with an overall grade of at least 70%. And if you're a Nigerian and you're thinking of coming to Canada to study, you would need your senior secondary certificate issued by WAEC, and we usually recommend a grade of at least C in 5 subjects, including English and math. Now, the other thing that I should bring your attention to is the fact that majority of the universities in Canada are typically exempt African students from the English language requirements. However, we still have a few universities that will still need you to meet the English language requirements. If that is the case, we usually recommend that you either write IELTS or CALE or TOEFL. And if you're writing IELTS, we usually recommend is at least an overall of 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. And for sure, the last on my list here is the proof of funds. There is no way you get an admission, you have everything ready, that you would not be able to afford the program. So proof of funds is one of the major things that is necessary or that is important when you're thinking of studying in Canada. Study permit and visa requirements. I'm just going to touch a little bit on what are those things that you need in order to put in a successful application. Like I did mention before in my previous slide, you need a valid international passport, and we usually recommend that your international passport should be valid for at least 2 years. So this will give you enough time, and it will give you the opportunity to get enough years on your study permit and study visa. The other thing again, after your valid international passport, is the supporting documents. I've just been able to itemize a few of the documents that you need. Please note that these are not the only documents that you need, but these are the important ones that you need when you're putting your application together. So in terms of supporting documents, you need your education certificate, and that is your high school certificate and your transcript. You need your proof of funds to pay for your tuition, burden and cost of living, and you need to have a detailed study plan. The study plan is one of the most important documents that you need for your visa application process. This is because this is where you're going to be telling the visa officer the reason why you're choosing your program of interest, the relevance of you studying that program to your future career plan. So this is a very important piece that you cannot leave out in your application for a study visa into Canada. And the last on my list is, I do tell people you can for sure put in your application together by yourself and submit it. And at the same time, you can contract the service of a paid representative, just like myself. So if you think that you can't do it by yourself, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to help you. Yeah, the other thing that I would want to possibly talk about briefly is the cost of studying in Canada. I'm pretty sure that majority of you would want to know, if I'm going to study in Canada, what cost am I looking at? And for sure your parents would want to have, they would be interested in those figures as well. So what we've been able to do on this table is just to highlight just briefly what are those things what are the costs that you're looking at in terms of okay, if you want to study in Canada. And we've itemized them into we've listed some under college and the other one under university. So if you're going to be studying at a college level, you're looking at a tuition of 7,500 to 18,000 per year. And if you're going to be studying at a university, you're looking at about 11,000 to 35,000 a year. And if you're going to be studying, for accommodation and food, if you're going to be studying at a college level, you're looking at about 8,000 to 15,000 per year. And at the university, it's very similar. For personal and health insurance, insurance. If you're going to be studying at a college, you're looking at about 600 to 2,500 per year. And at the university level, you're looking at a similar amount. And for books and supplies, if you're going to be studying at the college, you're looking at about $1,200 to $2,000 per year. And if you're going to be studying at a university level, you're looking at about $1,500 to $3,000 per year. So in total, based on like the cost in the college and in the university, in the college, you're looking at about $17,100 to $37,000 in a year. And if you're studying at the university, you're looking at about $21,000 to $55,500 in a year. Life in Canada as an international student. I know you're going to be wondering why Canada? Why are we saying that Canada is the best place to study? I've been able to itemize or list like a few reasons why I think that Canada is the best place for international students to study. The first thing is Canadians are very welcoming, and I can tell you this because when we moved here about 13 years ago, we experienced a lot of welcome, a lot of love being shown to us by the community that we finally settled in. So I can tell you that Canada is a welcoming country. It's very peaceful, it's very multicultural and diversified, and Canadians are very polite, I can tell you that. The other good thing about like studying in Canada as an international student is the opportunity for you to be able to work while you're studying. So you would have access to what is called a cohort or an internship during your university program. This will give you opportunity to be able to put into practice some of the things that you've been taught at school. So you'll be placed in different organizations to work. Maybe just for one semester. For some people, it might be for 2 semesters. The other good thing again is as an international student, you can work for 20 hours per week when the school is in session, and you can study for you can work for as many hours as possible during the summer break. And the last on my list is the fact that as an international student, you have an opportunity when you're done with your program to apply for what is called a postgraduate work permit. And this is usually dependent on the number of years of your program. So if you're studying for 1 year, you're going to get just 1 year postgraduate work permit. But if you're studying for 2 years or more, you're going to get at least 3 years postgraduate work permit. So I'm just going to talk briefly again about the postgraduate work opportunities and what is a postgraduate work permit. A postgraduate work permit is a permit that is issued to all international students when you're done with your university program or your certificate program. And like I said, this is usually issued for a minimum of 1 year and for a maximum of 3 years. And this postgraduate work permit allows you to work on a full-time basis in Canada. And with your postgraduate work permit, the good thing is when you work with your postgraduate work permit for at least 6 months or a year, then you have to apply for your permanent residency. And this permanent residency option, you can either apply under the provincial nominee program or you can apply under the Canadian experience class, whichever one works for you. And the last on my list is the fact that when you have lived in Canada for at least 3 years as a permanent residency, guess what? You can apply to become a Canadian citizen. So and that's what I've been able to depict in the picture, which shows like, okay, the different phase. You come in, you study. When you're done with your program, you work. When you work, you apply for your permanent residency. And after you've lived in Canada as a permanent resident for 3 years, then you qualify to become a Canadian citizen. So these are very important facts about Canada that we think that we should let you be aware of, which we believe will change your mind at the end of the day to make Canada your home. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me for the last 20 minutes. Please reach out to us, like visit our booth. If you have any questions whatsoever, myself and my assistant will be able to assist you with any of your questions. And again, this is our contact information. If you need to reach out to us in our head office or if you need to reach out to us in our Nigerian office, you can either reach out to us via email or via phone numbers. Majority of our numbers are on WhatsApp. And please, we plead with you, visit our Facebook page and our Instagram page, and please follow us and like us on all those pages. Thank you again for listening to me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.